Now it is my honor to introduce the first speaker of the day, Mr. Sanjeev Sharma, Olam International. Mr. Sanjeev Sharma heads the sesame business at Olam, and he has got over 30 years of experience. We are very, very fortunate to have him as a first speaker. He will deliver his keynote on the global sesame crop review and outlook. Over to Mr. Sanjeev Sharma. We can see it, sir. Please go
You
ahead.
can see it. Great. Thank you. So first of all, thanks to the organizers. As Srivastavaji was just mentioning, a lot of things have changed over this year. Lots of things have changed over the way business is being done. And equally heartening to see that the way conferences are being conducted is, again, amazing. I think they have become much more efficient on this format. So special kudos, special thanks to the team of Sesame Info for organizing and giving us an opportunity to come together, share our views. And the way they have changed in recent past is amazing. Just on your second conference, you're able to do such a great job. So congratulations, please. On today's the presentation, I'll be covering these topics. What is the African origin trade? Mainly what impacts us is mainly Africa. A bit on the overview, price trend, and how we look at the new season coming forward. So first of all, starting with the main African origins trade, what we have seen or what we are seeing right now is a crop which is expected to be more or less similar to what it was last year. Fractionally short at some places, but being compensated by other places. Interesting thing to see here is now that most of the African origins are nearing their maturity. We have seen Ethiopia going to 400 plus in one of the years, but then they have come back to 250, 270, between 250 to 300 kind of a range. Sudan used to fluctuate, but now Sudan has become stable at about 300,000 tons. Nigeria over a period of time has come to 250 to 275 kind of a number. Mali, Burkina, Togo, that region has, barring that one particular year in 2016-17, they have done well to be in that 180, 200 kind of a mark. Tanzania, again, has been in that 140, 130 kind of a number. And same for Mozambique, getting to about 100,000 tons. So one of them, even if one crop grows, one crop has some issues, the other one is able to take care of it. And we feel that the crop in Africa is more or less stabilizing now. We are not at the vagaries of whether that this year Sudan will have issues, this year Ethiopia will have issues, so we'll have production issues. I think that's a fairly mature set of industries, set of origins that we are getting right now. That's our first observation. Then coming on to the, and one more thing to notice here is that as of now, the African origins dominate the trade, and that's likely to continue. Because whatever India produces, whatever China produces gets consumed within the country. And after that, the other origins of Central Americas are not so significant influencers, not at least as of now, to the world pricing. So if you want to understand the supply situation, Africa is the main supply source. So it's a main supply source and it's getting stable. That's the two key takeaways we have here. In terms of pricing, I think we have seen some fairly stable pricing over years. We have seen some less volatility, some good years, some less volatile years. But if you consider last 1 year, I think we have seen it all. 2020, if you look at the graph we are showing on the smaller, the zoom out graph, it starts at about 1500, goes to 1600, comes down to 1300, and is back at 1600 plus. Within a short period of 11 months, seeing so many trend reversals itself speaks volumes that we've not been having a very nice, very comfortable ride. In such a situation, some people will lose money, some people will make money. But these are quite unprecedented moves that we have seen. Not very frequently we have seen these kind of price moves. Specifically when the East African season started. And by the way, these prices are Ethiopian prices. That's why you may not be able to relate it so well that this should have been about 1100 as a bottom here. So these are African prices. That's why these are slightly elevated prices. So we have seen at the beginning of East African season pricing coming down. And just when the season finishes and the Chinese crop is not doing so good, prices just shoot up. Another myth that we've been trying to bust, another hypothesis that we've been trying to nullify is that the Chinese port stock does not determine the direction of the market. During the same period of last 1 year, Chinese port stock has not changed too much. And specifically, if you look at between May and November, the stock has almost remained fairly similar at about somewhere above 150,000, which is definitely much above the danger mark of 100,000. And we have seen all kind of price volatilities here. During this period of July, August, September, prices are flat and the stock has gone up and has come down as well. So again, we believe now that the Chinese port stock is not the key factor. The prices are determined by various factors. People have become far more knowledgeable. The flow of information, partly because of technology and partly because of the conferences, etc., which are being held, and the online format has made sure that they are available to more and more people. That's making it possible that people evaluate all other factors and don't give complete weightage only to the Chinese port stock. In this season, what we are seeing, the season that we are currently going through, this is an old news. China had the issues. India, some damage, some are doing okay. So we consider it more or less same as last year. Sudan has had a bit of a reduction in the crop. Same for Ethiopia. We expect this is a bit of a reduction in the crop. And obviously, Ethiopia is going through some other issues as well. Nigeria, at the beginning of the season, we were expecting a far bigger shortage. But then whatever was the shortage in the northern belt has been partly compensated by central belt. But still, nonetheless, this number is not likely to be what it was last year. Burkina is same as last year. Other West Africa, we are assuming it to be same as last year, but the issue here is that it's such a scattered crop that you don't know. You don't know which of the countries can make 5,000 tons more, 10,000 tons more, and can come into supply and can disrupt the market for a while. So overall, if you see Burkina, West Africa, and India similar, and a lot of major origins are on a bit of a short side of the crop. So purely from supply side, this should have been a year when we should have been able to convincingly say that the prices are only going to move up. It's very unlikely that the prices are going down. Okay. But let's go ahead, let's see what are the other potential influences which can impact the pricing here. So I've distributed them in two categories, two buckets, one on the bullish, one on the bearish side. What we're seeing is that the number of people, number of origin players who are willing to support the market and who are willing to carry a bit of a long position is increasing. And it's increasing in most of the origins. Some people have started carrying sesame as a hedge against foreign currency. So a lot of importers are into sesame business and they carry sesame as a hard currency rather than keeping it as a trading commodity. So that's impacting the market. That's impacting the ability of the origin to withhold sesame. Earlier, it was the sesame farmers and the sesame traders, and they had to sell sesame. Now, because of incorporation of all these people in the market, there are more number of people who can support the market. And that obviously leads to a possibility that possibly there is a bullish queue in the market. or this can lead to a bullish sentiment in the market. Second, there are a lot of concerns regarding shipments from Nigeria, Sudan, Ethiopia. We are even being told that many shipping lines are actually refusing to take bookings from Port Sudan. So that's adding to complication that one side you have a short crop, and on the other side, even whatever crop you have, you will not be able to ship it out properly. Of course, after that, there are inland logistics issues almost in all the countries. We know about the Nigerian issues, that the Nigerian, to reach the Nigeria port is first level of challenge. Then to get your container on board is a second level of challenge. Similar situation is continuing or is available in Ethiopia as well. Unfortunately, they're not getting through the best of the times in terms of the civil condition there as well. So that's adding to a bit of uncertainty. Another thing, euro trading roughly at about 1.2 to a dollar, $1.2 to a euro. That means that the CFA zone farmers are not going to get a very good CFA price, which will make them reluctant to sell, and which could keep the African or the West African CFA zone prices stronger than they should be. And the CFA zone would consist of your Burkina, Mali, Togo, Senegal, and the surrounding countries. Another interesting fact, while we've all been saying that, or we are aware of the shortage or the reduction in demand destruction at various places, the imports numbers are not tallying with that. Whatever has been imported into China, whatever has been imported into Japan, and whatever has been imported into Turkey, the 3 out of top 4 importers are actually showing on a YTD basis much higher number in 2020 as compared to 2019. So is it purely importation, or even the consumption has gone up? That's a question mark which we are not able to pinpoint. The only hard data we have is the importation number, which is high for at least these 3 countries. But has it converted into consumption, or is it lying as a port stock? That's something which we need to verify. We know the Chinese stocks are not very high. We know the Turkish stocks are also not very high. Japanese stocks, you will not have visibility. But the way it looks like, there should be no reason for Japan to be overstocking. But at the same time, yes, there are similar bearish cues. China is carrying 145,000 tons today. And we are all aware of the ETO issues facing the hull industry. Because of ETO issues, we are not able to sell to China the hull into Europe, and because of that, the demand is low. And with that demand destruction, this demand is getting lost forever. Apart from that, people are not moving around in Europe, so the QSRs are not working, and hull sesame is mainly consumed in the bakery sectors in Europe. Similar situation in US. So we believe that there is a potential negative demand, at least in the Western world. And that is leading us to the bearish cues here. So with this, I would like to end my presentation. We don't have a very conclusive view which one we should be winning, but depending on wherever you feel is the most strength, that's where the market should like to be. Thank you. Thanks. And thanks to Fortel, thanks to Sesame Info for this opportunity. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, sir, for an excellent presentation. Just a quick question on the weather which is getting developed. We are getting into a kind of La Nina situation. Any comment on what could that mean for sesame crop going forward?
Yeah. Actually, right now, we do not have an impact on it immediately.
Right.
Whatever impact we should be seeing only in the next season. And it's too early to comment on that. Bigger than that, the issue of the next season would be in the East African season. The prices were not so great. So would the farmers stay motivated? Would the Tanzanian, Mozambique farmers stay motivated enough? Would the acreage be similar or not? That is more likely to be a factor than just the weather pattern. That's our belief on this one.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much for an excellent beginning to the second edition of World Sesame Convention. Thank you for taking us through what's happening across the world in the sesame crop and also giving a glimpse of what's happening on the demand side. Thank you very much, sir.